Howdy. Hey. Apologies. Sorry for my tardiness. Sorry for being tardy for the party. Let me see if I can move this just a tad. Look. It's a live show. I just like to center myself just a little bit. Look, just a little bit. Guys, welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. So if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. Shout out to all of you that are here. Be sure to let me know if this is your first time watching us live or your first time being a part of our Real Housewives of Potomac recap. I do have a couple of other stories that I want to talk about before we get into our Real Housewives of Potomac recap. All right, so be sure to like the video. Be sure to share the video. Be sure to subscribe because it is only a subscribers only live chat. There we go. More than one only in a sentence. Thank you. Thank you, Tasman. Tasman says, "You're not that late, Kemp. It's all good." Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate that. We appreciate it. Thank you. Look. Oh, you guys are loving on me today. Kalab says, "It's okay, Kempire. It's your show. We all just sitting on ready." I love it. I love it. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you all being here for our recap. I want to have a good time. If you missed it yesterday, we had such a good time recapping Love and Marriage Huntsville. And not because the episode was that great. It's just that we were keying it during that live. I had so much fun. You guys make doing these recaps so much fun. Even if the episode is trash. And I'm not saying that about Potomac. But as long as we have a good time, that's all that matters to me. Happy Monday. Please take note of what you can be grateful for today. I know we don't do our Tuesday takeover right now. I'm not going to say anymore. We're going to get back to Tuesday takeover. Let me just figure out my schedule. Now I'm going on tour. I'm going to LA November 20th. Then I'm in London December 8th. And then I'm back to DC on January 24th. Tickets in the description. If you haven't gotten your tickets, especially in DC, you always show out. I appreciate you, DC, DMV area, Maryland. I appreciate you guys. You always show out. There's already a low ticket alert on the meet and greets. Okay? Go get your tickets today if you haven't. You don't want to wait till January. You're going to be outside the club. You're going to be outside the club. Anyways, let's get into our recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac.
Here we go now.
First of all, tomorrow is election day. Come on. Tomorrow is election day. Have you voted yet? Have you voted yet? I want to know. Early voting ended yesterday here in New York City, but tomorrow is officially election day. So if you know your rights, first of all, your employer has to allow you time to go vote. So go vote. I know people are going to say, well, I don't like either one. Can't. Go make your voice heard. Not only do you have to vote about this presidential election, there are ballots on, there are policies and things that are being made in your local cities and states that need your voice. There are local elections that are happening that need your voice. Go and check them out. They are betting on you not voting. Okay? Literally, that was in J-Lo's speech this past weekend. She was just like, she's been in, did anyone's ears perk up when J-Lo said, "I've been in the rooms with these powerful people"? I was like, J-Lo, you ready to tell? Are you ready to talk about Diddy? And she says, they are counting on you not showing up. And I was like, I mean, ain't no lie there. So go make your voice heard and vote, okay? Because I don't want to hear you complaining later, okay? Damn it. Come on. All right. And you can check your voter registration at vote.org. Vote.org, okay? Go vote tomorrow, all right? And we probably will be doing an election party tomorrow evening here exclusively on YouTube. So if you're not following me on YouTube, you're going to miss out. TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, those watching on Facebook. Okay. I do want to say rest in peace to Quincy Jones. Oh, that's not Quincy Jones. Sorry. Rest in peace to Quincy Jones. First of all, I woke up to this news this morning. Very, very sad news. This man is an icon in the industry. Not only did he dominate in music, being one of the masterminds behind Michael Jackson's Thriller, he dominated in movies. One of my favorite movies of all time. If you were here for our Love and Marriage Huntsville recap, I literally was singing, "Sister, you've been on my mind." From The Color Purple, the first one, the original, that had 12 Oscar nominations, didn't win one. I don't know how that was possible, but you know, politics. And he was behind the TV show Prince of Bel-Air and so many other things. I'm just giving you some of the highlights of Quincy Jones's legacy. This morning, his family confirmed that he had passed away at his home in Bel-Air. At 91 years old. 91 years old. Definitely a legend. Rest in peace to Quincy Jones. Okay. Another story that I wanted to talk about, Cynthia Bailey. So Cynthia Bailey is telling this story this past week. I forgot, it was like an interview or something like that. She was talking, and she talked about getting ghosted by Lenny Kravitz. Cynthia, you probably should be happy that he ghosted you. He's on a celibacy journey, and I don't see you being down for that. But let me tell you what Page Six is reporting. So Page Six says all he wanted to do was fly away. Remember that song? Cynthia Bailey revealed that she was ghosted by none other than Lenny Kravitz after the rocker asked for her phone number at a party last year. During an appearance on Two T's in a podcast, the Real Housewives of Atlanta alum, who is returning to the franchise as a friend of for season 16, detailed her short-lived encounter with the four-time Grammy winner. They said the Bravo celebrity, who's 57, told the host, Teddy Mellencamp, who, sidebar, Teddy just revealed that she's announced she's getting a divorce from her husband. And we all said, okay. That she met the legendary rocker who's 60 at Mick Jagger's 80th birthday party in London, July of 2023. This is when she was hanging out with Sutton. Okay. At the star-studded bash, Kravitz asked Mick Jagger's 37-year-old fiancée, Melanie Hamrick, for Bailey's number, but ultimately never hit her up. First of all, that feels, I mean, unless he forgot to ask Cynthia her number, that feels so immature. That feels so immature. You were this big-time rocker. I mean, let's put the celebrity part aside. You are 60 years old. You are a grown-ass man. Because kids be listening. You're grown. Why are you asking this 37-year-old woman for Cynthia Bailey's number? Unless he was so caught up in the conversation, because Cynthia Bailey is stunning in person. She's stunning in person. So I can see you getting conflummoxed and just like, damn, I forgot to ask for her number. So I could see that. Maybe. So at the star-studded bash, Kravitz asked Mick Jagger's 37-year-old fiancée, Melanie Hamrick, for Bailey's number, but ultimately never hit her up, she said. She says, I didn't really feel any sparks, she said about Kravitz, but added that she tried to play it, quote, really cool. She says, he was really nice. He didn't seem overly interested or anything. I think Lenny's just very laid back. Mellencamp then asked the reality star if Kravitz had asked for anyone else's number at the party. She says, that I don't know. Apparently so, he didn't use my damn number. Speaking in May, Kravitz revealed that he hasn't been in a serious relationship for 9 years, adding that he plans to remain celibate for the time being. He says that it's a spiritual thing, he told The Guardian, before acknowledging that he might not ever find that stability. I've become very set in my ways, the way I live. Do you think that he probably was like, Cynthia's too damn tempting? So he was like, I'm not going to call her. Or have you ever asked for a number and you're just like, yeah, I'm not going to call her? But Cynthia said that she didn't feel a spark between them. But why ask for the number? Why ask for the number? All right. I mean, that would be a sexy couple, though. Let's be honest. Cynthia Bailey and Lenny Kravitz. That would be a sexy couple. But he said that he's celibate. Oh, Ms. Brooklyn. Hey, Ms. Brooklyn. Ms. Brooklyn says, according to who did he ask for the number? 2 sides to each story. You're right. Look, you're right. I just find it interesting. If she didn't feel a spark and he didn't necessarily seem like he was interested, I also feel like Lenny Kravitz gives the energy that he's very laid back. So I just couldn't imagine him being like, maybe Cynthia is so used to men being like, even the gay boys be like, for Cynthia. She's gorgeous. And she's tall and she's stunning in person. So maybe she's used to that. And that's not what Lenny Kravitz was giving. Because, Lenny said, the celibacy journey has really done a lot of things for him. And I said, well, maybe we all should consider it. No? No? Oh, okay. Mia says, Cynthia's a little dry for Lenny. I mean, we're in the middle of talking about celibacy and you talking about somebody being dry. Stop it. Y'all starting. Y'all are I'm starting? Okay, fine. Anyways, I saw that story. I wanted to mention it because I know later on I might forget about it. And Real Housewives of Atlanta is not currently on. I am enjoying, they're not paying me to promote this because then I'm really interested in it. I have to say, I really do enjoy her new podcast with Crystal Kung Minkoff. Damn, I don't even know her name. Oh my goodness. Anyways, before we get into our Real Housewives of Potomac recap, I do want to say thank you to Uncommon Goods. The holiday season is right around the corner. So today's live recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac is brought to you by our friends over at Uncommon Goods. Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts that spark joy, wonder, delight, and that it's exactly what I wanted feeling. They scour the globe for original, handmade, absolutely remarkable things. Somehow, they know exactly the perfect gift for every single person you know. You already saw my gift. Look, I charged it up, y'all. Hold on. Look, and I charged it up. I got a little knick-knack for my desk. Just a little knick-knack for my desk. Is it lit up? Oh, you can't. Like, all right. Anyways, there's so many different things. There's so many different price points. And what I love is that they celebrate and support independent small businesses. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/Kempire. That's uncommongoods.com/Kempire for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. That's Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary. So, speaking out of the ordinary, let's talk about Mia Thornton. Before we get into the recap, Mia Thornton has unfollowed that little man. Oh, damn. What's his name? Ink. Okay? That's the word on the street. She's unfollowed the little man. Damn, Ink. Did you guys see the Watch What Happens Live game that they were playing? How many celebrities are under the height of 5'9"? First of all, 5'9" is not that short as someone that's 5'10". Just saying. But I thought that was interesting. Word on the street is they've unfollowed each other. Are we shocked? No. Mia be lying and have us out here thinking that they have the most perfect relationship. And yes, they've been through some things. They used to date back in the day. I think Mia, I need to know how you're even making your money now. Mia in this episode alone said that she's a self-made millionaire. Mia be lying. She's no millionaire. Mia, how are you making your money now? You got kicked out of the business. How are you making your money now? I need to know. Because we talk about this with other housewives and we're like Bryn from Real Housewives of New York. Sidebar, Mia says, she's trying to watch New York City. They're canceling that motherfather. They're canceling that motherfather just like Dubai. I mean, they are canceling that motherfather because every housewife that has come on Watch What Happens Live and they've asked, so, you know, are you watching New York? I fell asleep. Mary Cosby, I fell asleep on it. Mia's is like, I'm trying to get into it. The entire world is trying to get into Real Housewives of New York. It's not landing. Start over. Look, start over. So last week's episode ended with Mia bringing up the fact that Karen butt dialed them and basically said, those girls think that I'm with Ray. Like I wanted to know how did Karen say it? Did Karen say it? I mean, they said she was drunk. Okay. Those girls think that I'm with Ray, Blue Eyes. Look. I know we've been critical of Karen, and I'm going to be twerking on this fence, Karen's fence. I'm going to be twerking on my own fence a lot because Mia be lying, and Mia is a dangerous person. But I will say this. Karen admitting that she was in the car drunk 3 years ago. This story is from 3 years ago. Drunk, but decided to pull over and call her driver. Because we knew Karen was lying. Karen has been lying to us since season 1, okay? And I believe there's some sort of understanding between her and Ray. I do believe that there's some sort of understanding. Not them flashing back to the time when Ray says that he wasn't sure if he was in love with her. And we're supposed to believe that these two are happily married. They might be happy, but they're not doing the in and the out. Just saying. You love how I slipped that cancellation in there. Anyways. So Mia claims that, yeah, she butt dialed them. And her friend was there to confirm it. And her friend was working overtime to defend Mia. Mia decided to drop this tea because she wanted to defend Jacqueline. Do you think that she was really trying to defend Jacqueline? I really don't feel like she was trying to defend Jacqueline. I think she was trying to be a producer in that moment. So Mia claims that she's doing this because Karen came for Jacqueline. She's a loyal friend to Jacqueline, whatever. But then Mia in her confessional says that Karen drunk called her on her way home the next day. So there are a lot of damning claims. And look, there are two things can be true. I'm concerned that allegedly, we have to say allegedly because we don't know for a fact, even though Karen kind of confirmed it herself. Because Karen said herself, I was drunk, I pulled over and called my driver. So she admitted that 3 years ago, she went behind the wheel drinking. And I'm like, oh, that's not great, especially when you're dealing with a certain situation that's coming up in December when it comes to another 9 citations, which include DUI. So she admits that, and Mia looks like she's trying to help her in that moment. So she's like, I don't do this. I don't, I pulled over. I always do the right thing. Okay. So there's a couple of things. Karen was drinking 3 years ago and went behind the wheel, allegedly pulled over and called her driver. Who was she with? We never got to the bottom of that. We never got to the bottom of who was she with? Those girls think that I'm with Ray. So who were you with? Your driver. That's what. Oh, okay. All right. But at the same time, I feel like, yes, Mia, you want to come for Karen in defense of your friend. But at the same time, you also realize that she's dealing with a legal situation. So this is getting beyond just a reality show. This could affect her real case. But at the same time, Karen herself admitted on camera that she got behind the wheel and she was drunk. She did say she pulled over, though, and called her driver. Okay, I thought that was interesting. That took a turn. I didn't expect that. But apparently the story was from 3 years ago. 3 years ago. So she's been sitting on that. Exactly. Ashley says that, but that was 3 years ago, and Mia brought it now for attention and to be shady. Yeah, I don't believe it was Mia trying to defend Jacqueline. Jacqueline is just her representative. every scene with Jacqueline and Mia, it's so calculated. Clearly, Mia brought Jacqueline on the show for that purpose, to be her hype woman. All right. Jacqueline says that Karen wants to take this itty bitty situation. Look, we all saw what Jacqueline said. Should Jacqueline have brought up Karen sounding tipsy on the phone with her to Mia? No. However, I do feel as if Karen's response to Jacqueline's comment is a little overdone, a little exaggerated. And I get it. Karen's in the middle of a legal situation, so saying that is a little shady, could cause harm. However, she didn't say that she was on the phone with Karen and Karen was in the car driving and she sounded tipsy. We have to remember, years ago, other women, Ashley, all of them have said Karen has done this. She's called them drunk, allegedly. Not allegedly. They've said it on the show. I don't know if it's true, though. Okay? So Jacqueline apparently said that. Okay? All right. But Jacqueline says, I feel like what I did to Karen is very small in response to what Karen is doing. And I have to agree with her. I do feel as if Karen's response is a little over the top for what Jacqueline said and did. I do feel like that a level of energy feels a little like, whoa, okay. Like, you could be mad at her, but I don't think that it's something that you guys can't get over. But maybe Karen feels betrayed by Jacqueline. This is why I talk about twerking on the fence. Maybe she feels betrayed by Jacqueline. And especially because Jacqueline's associated with Mia. And when Mia was throwing Jacqueline under the bus, Karen was like, I've been a friend to you. I was giving advice to you when you called me. So she feels betrayed. Okay. Yeah. Look, twerking on the fence. So then they leave the table and then they have their own separate conversation. Mia talks with Ashley about defending Jacqueline. She's like, I'm going to defend my friend. Ashley's like, yeah, you were Jacqueline's MVP. Mia says that Karen admitted that, she's like, you see, Karen admitted that she drove drunk. She says that Karen is going to be calling bloggers now and getting dirt on her. She's like, she's gonna be calling bloggers. Not for me then going on Twitter and then seeing one of the blogs post some damning it's not damning at all. Posted some receipts on Jacqueline's speeding tickets. And I said, wait a minute. Is this what Mia was referring to? Because look, there's been there's certain blogs that have gotten a lot of RHOP, and I'm like, who's giving this to them? Like, this is a lot of information for one blog, being the only blog to get this information. And that's the same blog that came out with receipts on Jacqueline. However, the receipts weren't receipting. I'll be honest with you. The receipts basically were speeding tickets that Jacqueline had. So I was sort of like, this is not landing. But then I was like, wait, is this the blog that's been working with Karen? Exactly. Which just says, here we go again with the bloggers. But all these housewives do it. So I thought that was interesting when Mia said that. Then all of a sudden I open up Twitter and I see that post and I'm just like, wait, is this the blog that Karen's been in cahoots with? Maybe. Look, maybe. So they have their little side conversation. Okay. Stacey calls TJ. Her boyfriend, I guess she's referring to him as. Maybe not her boyfriend because she's still married. All right. But look, I was if you follow me on Twitter, you saw this tweet. So I'm making my tea. I'm making peppermint tea. I'm making my tea. Exactly. One thing I forgot to mention, the whole conversation of Jacqueline's speeding ticket versus Karen's citations are very, very different. That's why I was like, this is not landing the way you guys think it's landing. Jacqueline speeding versus, speeding, you shouldn't be speeding either, but driving under the influence, not great. Stacey calls TJ. So I'm minding my business watching this episode last night, making my tea. And I'm like this, making my tea. My back is turned to the television. And all I hear is Carlos King's voice. Carlos. Well, that's what I thought. I was like, what's Carlos doing on RHOP? I turn around and it's TJ. I'm sorry, y'all. I turned around and it was TJ. I was like, oh, okay. I really thought it was. If I was looking at the television, I would have known. But I literally in that moment, I was like, wait, what is Carlos doing on RHOP? It was TJ. So Stacey FaceTimed TJ. Dr. Wendy came out and spoke with him as well, and she's like, oh my God, they're such a like virgin couple. Jassy was out there. I'm liking Jassy. Jassy doesn't get enough credit. She's just a friend of the show. But I'm liking her vibe. And I don't know if Mia and Jassy were really friends. Because even if you watch in this episode, you see Jassy aligning herself with people that aren't Mia. And I was like, oh. Because remember, when housewives or friend ups come on the show, producers like, okay, who do you want to come through? Or, there is a tie. You and Mia maybe met at an event. Okay. So I think that might be what it is. I don't think Mia and Jassy have that close of a relationship. Maybe. Anyways, back to TJ. So TJ's on the phone catching up with her, and she says, we've been talking about you. And he's like, I'm glad. I want you to talk about me with the girls. I want you to have that camaraderie with the girls about me. And he says he wants her to lean into sharing more info about him. I don't. I don't. I want better for Stacey, and I'm not saying that this man is a terrible person. There's something there. Wendy had a lot to say about them coming across as the virgin couple in that FaceTime, but she was very sweet. Wendy was a mood at that breakfast table the next day. Anyways. Speaking of Wendy, they have a little countdown to Wendy's 40th birthday. The women stay up. Karen was just like, when I celebrated my birthday, my 40th birthday, we were doing a lot more than this. And I get it. I wasn't bored. It was a moment. This episode, if you guys had to rate it from 1 to 10, how would you rate it? I don't think that it was bad. I think that little moment with them waiting for her birthday was a little like, okay, fine. But they all waited up. This actually was a sweet moment. I know some people probably will look at this moment like, is this Wendy's last season? Because it was sort of like a throwback to all of Wendy's moments. But remember we said that about Ashley last season when they did something similar for Ashley. And here Ashley, unfortunately, is still here. But that's a whole other thing. We'll get to that. But they talk about, they showed throwbacks of Wendy when she was a kid. They throw back to Wendy on the show. It was sweet, and she reflects on her accomplishments as a professor, as a commentator, as hosting her YouTube show. So she reflects on all that. Sweet. All right. Mia and Jacqueline go by the pool the next day, and they have a conversation about Gordon. Okay, and Gordon apparently texts. First of all, sidebar, we did find out that Gordon has a girlfriend now. So I guess he's eased up on Mia. But at this particular moment, Gordon's still in his feelings. We also know that Gordon has bipolar disorder. So she says that, there are moments with his mania that she's learning to deal with. But she also says that he's bringing up stuff from like April on IG, a picture with her in ink. So she's talking about that. Jacqueline in her confessional says that Mia was very spoiled by Gordon. And I'm confused. Is Mia spoiled and taken care of by Gordon, or is Mia taking care of Gordon? But I always wonder when Mia says that she's taking care of Gordon, I'm like, how are you taking care of Gordon? Off of your Bravo check? That small check? How are you taking care of Gordon? I don't believe her. She also said that she was a self-made millionaire. I'm like, from what? You've been pushed out of this business, so how are you making money now? Like, Mia lies so much that it's hard to even know what is the truth. And I don't believe her. Like, I've been always confused by Mia saying that she's taking care of Gordon. Are you taking care of Gordon because it's money that he has given you or you've taken? All right. Look, let me play you a clip because Gizelle, in a recent interview, seems like she's done with Mia. Are they trying to ice Mia out of the show? Because Gizelle and Karen were here in New York and they went to the Sherry Shepherd show. Look, Bravo knows what they're doing. They're painting a new narrative when it comes to Gizelle this season. But we aren't falling for it. We aren't falling for it. But they know people love Gizelle and Karen's frenemy relationship. I honestly watched that interview on Cherry and I was sort of like, why? What are we asking? Like, we need people that are going to ask the questions. Like, it wasn't a fun interview. It was sort of like, okay. I was like, all right, fine. Like, I like their frenemy relationship, but this interview didn't land for me. It felt like this is just publicity. I'm so tired of the same old questions being asked at these interviews. I'm tired of like just skating by. We're coming through on the show and it's like, we're promoting this and we're best of friends. Like, it's a whole narrative that Bravo wants us to believe. They want to paint a new depiction of Gizelle. Fine, but at least make it believable. It's not believable. I say all that to say, Gizelle said this in another interview while she was here in New York. You'll see she has the same makeup on and outfit on that she had when she was on the Sherry Shepherd show. Let me play this clip for you.
Actually recently said on a panel that Mia will have the most to answer for at the show's reunion this season.
Totally.
Could you elaborate on why you agree?
Well, Mia does not understand what the word truth is. Mia just lies about everything. And she lies to the point where I'm getting bored with it. And I'm getting bored even listening to anything coming out of her mouth. So.
Actually recently said on a panel that Mia will have the most to answer for at the show's reunion this season.
Totally.
Could you elaborate on why you agree?
Well, Mia does not understand what the word truth is. Mia just lies about everything. And she lies to the point where I'm getting bored with it. And I'm getting bored even listening to anything coming out of her mouth. So, there's that.
Look, say what you want about Gizelle, and I wonder what happens during the season, why Gizelle is not feeling her. I mean, it's kind of obvious for us based on what we've been watching in regards to Mia. And look, for a hot second in Mia's first season, the lying was cute. When she was lying about her age, fine. But she's consistently been a liar. And this whole narrative that she is this self-made millionaire, I'm like, girl, self-made millionaire, where, how, who, what, where, when? Look, Maud, it's okay, Maud. I understand why you would fall for it. Maud says, I'm kind of falling for the Gizelle rebrand. Here's the thing. I'm not completely against the rebrand for Gizelle. But for me, it's going to take time, like with actual action over the next couple of seasons. But literally, they're pushing out Gizelle and Karen as the new faces of Real Housewives of Potomac. That's why you see them going on these shows and doing interviews and things like that together. It didn't land for me. This episode when Gizelle FaceTimes Wendy, of all the people, like, we get it. You and Wendy are working on a new relationship. But of all the people that you're going to FaceTime, why would it be Wendy? Like, let's be real. FaceTime Ashley, because you know that's who you really wanted to. But I'm going to give them grace. Maybe Ashley didn't have her phone at the table. However, I'm not falling for it. At least make it believable, Bravo. At least make it believable, Truly Original. It's not landing the way that you guys think that it's landing. Just saying. Jazz says the rebrand ain't real. Hold on, let me bring this up. Here we go. Well, no, Gizelle was the face of the network. A lot of people have said, not Karen. And we all said, why not Karen? Michael says, the new faces, they've been the faces. No, not together. It was always really just Gizelle. Like, she was supposed to be the face of the show. Justin says, we all know that she's calculated. J.I. says, I also got tired of Gizelle lying about the relationship with Pastor Holy Whore. Yeah. All right. PRTV, hey, Gizelle, says she probably FaceTimed her because it was her birthday. No. Look, no. Because you're flying there. You're flying there to be with them. It's not like you're not going to be there. Just saying. That's just how I feel. I'm not falling for it. Make it a little bit more convincing. Beyonce. Hey, Beyonce. How you doing, girl? You got time to be watching this recap? Beyonce says, the issue here is that they cut out so much of the dinner scene between Gizelle and Wendy. So now we're going off that 5-minute scene that supposedly was longer than that. Yeah, and we talked about that. And Dr. Wendy talked about that in a tweet. She said they talked about a lot more during that conversation. But we have to remember, the network and the production edited that down to make the conversation look like it was Gizelle getting vindication and not showing the grievances that Dr. Wendy had. So again, Gizelle is getting a good edit. Gizelle's definitely getting a good edit. Beyonce says, well, yes. Well, yes. All right, let me move on because there's so much more to talk about. So we had that conversation with Mia and Jacqueline by the pool. Jacqueline says that Mia is very spoiled. And she says she needs to make clear boundaries with Gordon. They shouldn't be living so close together. And I'm like, I agree with her. But she has all of this mouth in the confessional, but she doesn't really say this to Mia. She kind of does at the end of their conversation, but she says a lot more in the confessional. All right. And then she also says that Gordon is the nanny and the daddy because Gordon's on the payroll. I just don't understand how Jacqueline can say that Gordon spoils Mia and takes care of Mia and does everything for Mia. And at the same time, he's on the payroll. Because remember, this is prompting from Mia. Mia's saying, oh, but I'm taking care of him. I'm doing things for him. Where are you getting this money from, Mia? The franchise that he owned, that he put you in charge of, he put you in a position. So maybe that's why you feel obligated to take care of him, not just because you feel sorry for him. Come on now. Like, you think we're dumb, but we're not. Where are you getting this money from, Mia? Where are you getting this money from? Just asking. Okay. Moving on. Speaking of Gizelle Bryant. So we do get a little bit of a scene of Gizelle celebrating her daughters, her twins, cap and gown ceremony. Pastor Jamal Bryant was also there. See, I corrected myself. He was also there. So they show a little bit of that. And I have to say, when Gizelle was making her speech, you could tell Gizelle's just trying. Gizelle just has this hard exterior that she will not let anyone see her be emotional. Like, we've seen it some moments, like with her daughters, but even in front of that crowd of family, she could not. Just a hard exterior. And one of the best things about Gizelle on the show is seeing her interact with her daughters. And I love the flashbacks of seeing her with her daughters when her daughters would make fun of her or they're having a good time. And then the flashbacks with Gizelle's late father, they showed some of that. Very sweet moment. It's the best part of Gizelle on the show is seeing her be a mom. And she's like, I did that. I did an amazing job. And I'm not going to take that away from Gizelle. She did do an amazing job with those young ladies. So congratulations to Gizelle. This is Gizelle's rebrand this season, but some of us are not falling for it. And it's not that. Here's the thing. Because I know the Gizelle fans, yes, there are some, will be like, why can't Gizelle be a better person this season? We all want Gizelle to be a better person, but we clearly see what people are doing in editing. They want to force us to believe that she's changed instead of actually seeing her change. And I want to see how long this will last. I want to see how long this will last because people always show their true colors, okay? So the Gizelle celebrating her twins and their cap and gown ceremony, beautiful moment. Then we get to Wendy's birthday breakfast. And this was a moment. I don't know about you guys, but this was definitely a moment because there's so many things that happen within this birthday breakfast. And Wendy's just there. It's my birthday. Wendy was lit. I didn't realize it until the second time I watched it that Wendy was lit. But I appreciate Wendy coming in and calling out Mia, Ashley's, and who was else? Jacqueline's hypocrisy. And keeping people accountable. Like, Jacqueline, how are you coming for this for Kiarna when Mia's the one who's bringing up people's past? Okay, we will get there in a second. So Mia says, guys, I'm going to take you to Dr. McDaddy's And they're like, McDaddy's? Who's McDaddy? But did you guys pay attention to Jassie's face when she said that, I'm going to take you to the first doctor's office that I opened up? Jassie's face said a lot to me. Jassie is not really friends with Mia. Jassie's not really friends with Mia. Or if they were friends, they were friendly. And they may have met, but they're not friends. Because Jassie's already, I think, vibing with people like Stacey and Kiarna. Like, she's not even hanging out with Mia. She's not even in those conversations with Mia. She's over there. She's like, you're taking us to your doctor's office that you opened, and his name is Dr. McDaddy. Okay. All right. Gizelle then FaceTimes Dr. Wendy in between the breakfast to wish her a happy birthday and let her know that she's on her way. Fine. Look, fine. You guys that want to believe it, believe it. I'm not falling for it. This is my review. I'm going to let you know I don't believe it. But I'm here for the peace. Look, I'm here for the peace. I am not a person that likes war, all right? Unless you bring it to me. Just saying. So she FaceTimes Wendy, and Wendy asks about, but I believe Wendy when she's like, how was your daughter's cap and gown thing? Fine. And then Karen says, you guys have come a long way. And then Wendy's like, haven't we? Okay. All right. Jacqueline talked about people being bitter, and then Mia weighs in and she's like, you mean like a bitter old B word? And then Stacey, this was so out of pocket. Stacey's like, are you talking about Karen? Stacey, what do you mean? Why are we talking about, look, it could be editing, but like, how do we get from bitter old B to, are you talking about Karen? Jacqueline, Stacey, how did we get there? Okay, fine. I appreciate it. I really do love me some Stacey. I don't care what anyone says. Stacey is exactly what we needed. She's a good buffer. She is the Cynthia Bailey of Real Housewives of Potomac. She has personality. She has her own personal storyline. She's not letting these women lead her to be anything but herself. I literally said on Twitter last night, I feel like as a newbie, she's reminding me of Jennifer from Real Housewives of Orange County. She's just genuinely who she is, and she's bringing it this season. Andy Cohen on Watch What Happens Live last night said he really likes Stacey. And I was like, okay, so she's getting the approval of the network. And he talked about how she's so authentic at home. Mind you, Andy probably don't like you, Mia. Just saying. Rashawn, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate the support, guys. You can also support just by liking the video. Rashawn says, Kemp, how do you feel about the to be continued every week? Personally, I find it annoying and lazy. I didn't even notice the to be continued this week. But thank you for bringing that up. I don't know. For me, I'm like every episode is like a to be continued. It's not a big deal to me, but I get it. Some of you don't like that. Lulu, thank you so much for the super chat. Lulu says, Ink and Mia are still following each other on IG. So what was that people were saying on social media? They were looking it up and saying that, look, they've unfollowed each other. Did they start following each other again? It wouldn't shock me that they did. But thank you for the update, Lulu. And the super chat. Shan, thank you so much for the super chat. Shan says, Gizelle with her daughters is my favorite. I think we all can agree with that. That's like her most authentic self and sweetest self. Shan, thank you for another super chat. Shan says, the birthday breakfast was hilarious. Wendy telling Ashley to shut up took me out. I mean, it was the best. I appreciated Dr. Wendy in that moment. I really did, because I was like, we needed somebody to check she was fact checking all of them in that moment. Like happy birthday, Dr. Wendy Acefo, because you really delivered in that moment. When you could just be sitting there enjoying your birthday, you were checking people. And I was like, yes, come on, fact checker. Look, just fact checking everybody. Okay? So, Kiarna then decides to defend Karen, which I can appreciate because, look, there was a little bit of a pile on when it comes to Karen and her situation. So Kiarna says, like, I think that you need to give Karen a break this morning. Okay? And then it turns into a Kiarna versus Mia fight. And Mia keeps saying, remember, she put Kiana in the bunk beds with Stacey, being a mean girl, saying that this is girlfriend's boot camp. And so she brings that up again at the breakfast table and saying, like, Karen's proud of me. I've learned from the best. I got my flute. We're working on getting you one. Kiana checked her and was like, girl, you needed a flute. I didn't need a flute. And I interpreted Kiana saying that, meaning that she's like, I've got my own business. I got my own life. I got my own man that's got his own business. You living off of Gordon, you lost all of that and now need this check. And I was like, yes, Kiana. Yes, get her. Because look, we said it from the beginning when they were doing the room assignments and they put Kiana and Stacey in there and she's like, is this girlfriend's boot camp? Mean girl behavior, trying to haze these girls, thinking that that's what you're supposed to do on this show. So the minute that Kiana gave her a little bit of a pushback, she's like, what about your drug dealer boyfriend? And she's like, my what? And then Ashley in herself decides to chime in, well, I did hear, the word on the street was that you had, I don't know if it's your current boyfriend, but you had, like, I feel like these women, especially in this day and age of reality television and Real Housewives, they end up digging up information on these other, like the newbies that come on the show. Okay? And I'm like, because Ashley, like, where did you hear that information from? I think you were looking for that information. So she wanted to have a moment, Ashley, and be like, well, we did hear that you did have a boyfriend that was a drug dealer. And Kiana had to correct them, like, my current boyfriend is this, and this. She's like, but did you date one in the past? So it turns into the, like, because I don't know how Mia feels as if a stripper is better than, I don't know. In her mind, whatever. Kiana's like, you went to the streets too. Fine. Mia says she didn't have to go to the streets. Okay, she's a self-made millionaire. She is not a millionaire, y'all. Do not believe anything that comes out of her mouth. And then Mia goes to this place, and Wendy calls her out. She's like, that is pretty low. She refers to Kiana as stitches, because Kiana got stitches on her forehead from the incident with Deborah. Okay? And that's when Jacqueline says, we shouldn't harp on people's past in regards to Mia's stripper past. So Wendy has to check her. She's like, Mia's the one who brought this up. And then Jacqueline sitting there looking dumb, like, oh, she did? Yes, Mia's the one who brought up the drug dealer. Okay? And then Ashley, and I don't know how we got to this place. No one does. No one does. Ashley then turns to Kiana. Did you have a scar on your forehead? And Kiana's like, don't ask me that. Don't ask me that. And I know some people are confused as to why Kiana had the reaction that she had in regards to Ashley. First of all, Ashley and Kiana are not friends. And I feel like Kiana probably was not triggered. Because, a lot of people are saying, oh, she was triggered because of the incident. No, we have to remember, Deborah's facing actual charges. And Kiana is suing Deborah. So Deborah's friend or ex-friend, Ashley, asking on camera, oh, as if there's no scar. I felt like it was a dig, a microaggression, meaning like, oh, you're suing and you don't even have a scar on your forehead. Even though Jassy came to Kiana's defense, she's like, you can see the scar. The scar is there. You're right there. So Ashley tries to clean it up. She tries to clean it up in her confessional. It's like, well, she was talking about her makeup line and this and that, and I thought maybe she got rid of the scar with the her skincare line or something like that. Ashley was doing what Ashley normally does. Ashley is, I know a lot of people like to say Ashley's messy. No, Ashley is dangerous because some of the things that she's, quote, messy with has real life ramifications. And I think Kiana got upset because this is a legal situation, and now you're trying to say on camera you don't see a scar. She's like, don't ask me about my scar. And also, it was so random and out of place. It was like, why are you asking me about my scar in this moment? Are you trying to have a moment? Could Kiana have played it off a little bit better? Yeah. but she was annoyed. God only knows what Kiana felt in that moment. I'm assuming that Kiana was like, I have litigation with this woman, and you want to make it seem as if the scar isn't there, that the scar didn't happen, that I'm exaggerating the scar. Homegirl got stitches. You heard what Mia just said? Anyways, Karen decides to be messy. Yeah, because all of these women are working overtime at this breakfast table. There were so many issues that came up. So many issues. So Karen says, can I be messy for a moment? Look, can I be messy for a moment? Okay, Karen, here we go. Karen says, she asked about Mr. PP. Mr. PP's Jacqueline's on again, off again, baby's father, whatever. And she brings up his 25 convictions. Anyone else go like, wait, huh? What, 25 convictions? Who, what, where? So very much like what Mia said the night before, Karen was on her phone looking up information on people. And she brings up her baby's father, Jacqueline's baby father's 25 convictions. Apparently, according to Jacqueline, she says they weren't criminal offenses. He worked for a racist precinct at the time, and he still is working as a police officer, but at another place. Okay, here's the thing. I get it. Karen is like, I need to come for this woman. I keep telling you guys, I feel like Karen coming for Jacqueline, although Jacqueline was messy in bringing this up and even sharing this information with Mia. However, I do feel like Karen is doing a lot for what Jacqueline did. And now I will say this. Get something on Jacqueline. Why are you bringing up Jacqueline's baby's father? That's not a good look for him. Let's talk about the real life ramifications. Because you're coming for, you think you're coming for her, but you're actually coming for someone that has nothing to do with the show. Yes, he was on the show or whatever, but he's not involved. And now you brought up his whatever. I'm sure wherever he's working now knows about those 25 whatever. But you decided to bring this up against her, but it's really against him. It doesn't really hurt her. I know Mia says that, she defends that man. They've been through a lot. They've gone. Look, Jacqueline's choice of men, whatever. Okay. But if it felt just unwarranted, it felt over the top. Because, again, that had nothing to do with Jacqueline. It had to do with her children's father. Just saying. But I guess some people like, you come for me, everyone gets it. I don't believe that's right. I don't believe that's right at all. But according to Jacqueline, she says he worked for a racist police department, and that's why. Look, all of that's possible. All that's possible. And the fact that he's still able to work as a police officer says to me that whatever charges that he received probably weren't legitimate, because would another police department hire him with 25, especially as a black man, with 25 other charges? I don't think so. I don't think so, but who knows? Who knows? Anyways, someone says, hey, Pink Dynamite says, Team Karen, you better be Team you. You don't know these people. Because once her charges get finalized, you might not be so Team Karen. Just saying. Because I'm not going to forget what Karen potentially did. And then we found out in this episode that Karen possibly did this 3 years before. Just saying. Angela says, hold on. Ooh. Hold on. Where am I? I'm missing. All right. I'm just going to have to keep going. All right. Let me see. Exactly. Theo says, I'm team myself all day. Just saying. Let me see. Deborah says, how do we know that he's employed by another police department? That's what Jacqueline said. I'm going by what Jacqueline said. Okay? I do know that. Sheena says, unfortunately, police officers can get hired in different districts even with a bad record. We will have to wait and see. But again, we're talking about PP. We're not talking about Jacqueline. And I feel like that is, like, he's not a part of this show in that way. So to bring that up feels unwarranted, feels excessively mean. And if he does end up losing his job, that affects her kids too. Like we could be fans of Karen, but let's talk about stuff that's in real life. Just saying. Ronnie says, I loved Karen before, but she's becoming unhinged this season. So, all right, moving on. Moving on. Let me see. What else did I want to talk about in this scene? Kiarna has a side conversation with Jassy. She has a side conversation. This is why I'm saying like Jassy and Mia's relationship doesn't feel as tight because it seems like she's really building a relationship with the other women like Kiarna and Stacey. So Kiarna makes this comment about Mia throwing about her face. She's like, "You're talking about my face, but your face looks like the rocks have been thrown at." And Jassy's like, "What? Wait, what did you say?" So look at Jassy's face. Jassy's alignment or friendship with Mia is if anything, it's short lived. It's short lived. Okay. Okay. Which just says Karen's been mad cranky all season. Lavender says they do it to Karen too, though. Okay. Stefan says Karen needs to stop talking about the husband as soon as someone mentions Ray. Karen wants to apologize made to her man. This is true. Shay says the rock comment was funny. Lord. Yet Jassy had to hear it again. She was like, wait, what did you say? What did you say? Okay. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, look, you want to call someone stitches. Just saying. Okay. Tiffany says, well, Karen can lose hers too. By Jacqueline saying Karen was drunk, knowing what she's going through in regards to Jacqueline. Well, that's the thing. If Jacqueline had said Karen was driving and drunk, no, she said she called her and she sounded tipsy. Mia's the one who said that Karen was drunk. There is a difference. As someone that doesn't drink, I do know there's a difference between drunk and being tipsy. Dina says, I wish someone would tell Mia she's not that girl. Yeah. Look, yeah. Winter asked the question. She says, does Jassy have a husband, a business? Well, remember, she's a friend of, so they're not going to highlight that. But they did talk about her boyfriend. Her boyfriend is on the Kansas Chiefs, remember? So, all right. Amit says, Mia is the Heather Gay of Potomac. She is. Everyone's self-producing, though. Everyone is self-producing. All right, let's move on because there's more to talk about, guys. And if you're a member of the channel, we're going to drop the call-in link for you guys first. So let me actually drop that while I'm thinking before we get into the next couple of stuff. Hold on. All right, let me drop this first. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. We will drop the call-in link for the live audience once we get to a certain number of likes. We have over 1,000 of you watching, so why haven't you liked the video yet? Oh, so you here to hate outside the club? Oh, okay, understood. Look, understood. Look, understood. Guys, don't forget, I will be coming to Los Angeles on November 20th for the Kempire After Dark live experience. Go get your tickets today for that show. Then London, we're coming there December 8th. I hear a lot of people that are getting tickets. They're coming to London. Go get your tickets now. More information on that and our DC show are available in the description, along with more information about everything Kempire and our sponsor for today, Uncommon Goods. All right, if you're a member of the channel, we've dropped the call-in link for you on the community tab. All right. Let's move on. Tequila Girl says, woo, woo, woo. Sorry, Kempire, I will miss you in LA traveling. Hopefully you'll come back and I will watch then Scorpios Rule. Okay. Okay. Okay, you guys are still going in on me, so I'm going to move on. Oh, damn. Kay Avery says, Jassy's boyfriend put his page on private after the first episode aired. Really? Wow. Deborah says, I got my tickets to LA. Do you? Do you guys? Just saying. All right, let's move on. Let's move on because I'm tired of talking about Mia. I'm tired of talking about Karen. All right, speaking of Karen, we got to talk more about it. Karen talks with Wendy and Stacey because everyone dispersed after the birthday breakfast. And again, I have to give Wendy credit because in that moment she was checking everybody when they were lying or being hypocritical. There was even a moment between Wendy and Ashley. She was just like, "Shut up." And honestly, I do think that Wendy was a little bit lit. Was Wendy tipsy? Maybe. look, maybe. But there definitely was a lot of Wendy in that moment just checking everybody. Like, you're wrong. You're hypocritical. And I appreciated it. I was like, yes, we needed this. Because no one else was doing it. Hey, Taria, thank you so much for the super chat. Guys, if you missed it, I did stop by Taria's podcast and YouTube channel last week. Was it last week? Yeah. So we talked about everything in pop culture. So be sure to check that out. Taria says, emergency breakthrough. We talked about that on her podcast. Karen out here fighting for her life and Mia talking about the streets when her life is looking like a 5 miles of bad road. Oh, and this is why it's so difficult. Because look, I think Mia's wrong, but I also think Karen's not innocent. That's why it's so hard to even talk about any of it. Because I think Karen is deflecting from her own issues. And yes, we know people have dragged Karen over the years. But again, I'm not going to defend Karen and her driving drunk and then finding out in this episode that she drove drunk just 3 years ago. I'm not defending that behavior. No matter what you guys want to say, you're team Karen. You could be team whoever you want. I'm team not a drunk driver. But I'm also not team Mia. This is why I tell you not to be team anyone. Oh, sorry, y'all. Thank you, Pastures. Pastures, TikTok. You can't see behind your water bottle. Sorry, y'all. All right. Anyways, so Karen has a conversation with Wendy, Jassy, and Stacey, and she says, "We are better than this." See, Karen likes to play in y'all faces. She'll come out and be messy, and then she's like, "But we are better than this." She's like, "I bring facts. I don't talk about rumors." Again, I got to call Karen out when she's incorrect. Because, look, say what you want. And we've said it all about regular Robin. But she came to us with those rumors. Y'all remember the rumors with Juan. I mean, they ended up being somewhat true. Look, somewhat true. But those were rumors. Those weren't facts. Just saying. So she's like, she's like, this is a lesson in being on this show. Basically, they're breaking the fourth wall. They're breaking the fourth wall. So Wendy's like, yes, this is a grand dame class. Okay. All right. So Ashley, Mia, and Jacqueline have their own little powwow in Mia's room, and they start going through Karen's charges. So apparently Mia has screenshots of those charges, and they're going through them. All right. Mia says that she thinks that Karen should just own it. And we've said that too. I think Karen's case she'd be moving on with this case if she had just said, you know what, I did the things. Let's just get over this. That way I can show accountability on this show. But no, she's fighting the case. And apparently this case is coming up in December. But again, I know it's Mia. And Mia's intentions aren't for the good. We know that. But I do agree that Karen should have just owned it so that she could move forward. Because the evidence against Karen, which we've gone over for those that haven't heard, we've gone over. She tried to have this case dismissed. She tried to also have evidence suppressed. And the judge, this happened in July, the judge said, no, we're not going to suppress that evidence. And no, the questions that were asked of you during that were legal. Just saying. All right. Let's move on. So then Stacey comes into the room and she's just like, Mia's just like, well, this is what you're defending. Look at the charges. This is what you're defending. Then I didn't expect this to come out of the conversation. Mia says, we need to take Karen to rehab. Stacey's like, what? Take Karen to rehab? I don't know where that came from. I don't remember. I don't know if there was an edit. I don't know if they left something out. However, I'm like, when did that happen? And then when did Karen admit to wanting to go to rehab? Because that was an element that Stacey brings up when she brings the information to Karen. I was like, wait, was that a bad edit that we just didn't see or hear that part of the conversation? We did hear we did hear Mia say that, yes, we need to take her to rehab. I was confused. Belisha says, just like Shannon Bedore, they try to fight her case and ended up coming to a probation agreement. Hey, Chastity. Chastity says, I will be seeing Kempire this month in LA. Can't wait to meet all of you. It's going to be a fun show. Miss Esquire says, Team Right is right and wrong. Team Right is right and wrong over here. Thank you, Miss Esquire, for the super chat. Alexis says, thank you for the super chat, Alexis. Alexis says, I wonder if Robin would be better at holding Karen accountable. I'm honestly not sure, but I can't with Mia, ready to see Karen and Stacey talk. So that's how the episode ends, because Stacey, after having the conversation with Mia, goes to Karen. She's like, Karen, we need to have a conversation. And she says, first of all, Stacey very much like all of us. So like, I'm going to always defend you, Karen, because I know who you really are. But these citations and screenshots are pretty damning. Pretty damning. Karen, though, is like, well, the citations and all of that information are public knowledge. So she's fine with them having screenshots of the citations. We all knew about the citations. But she says, I'm a little concerned because Mia's saying that we need to take you to rehab and that you wanted their help. Again, this is Mia. So Mia could have said that and it just wasn't included, and Mia does lie a lot. So I'm wondering if that was just cut out of the scene for time's sake or intentionally. I don't know. Ooh, Jean says Karen is for Karen. Tread lightly, Stacey. Look, here's the thing. I appreciate some of the women defending Karen in this moment. Are they defending her because she's a fan favorite? These are elements we have to think about when talking about this show. Or are they defending her because, like, okay, guys, we get it. She drove under the influence, possibly. She's facing the charges. We can lay off of her. It doesn't have to be your storyline. Like, we don't have to constantly talk about it. And then also bring up something that happened from 3 years ago. I'm kind of glad it came up because it kind of makes us look at Karen again like, so this is something that you've done before. And let's be honest, if you've gotten caught with a DUI, I have a feeling it definitely wasn't your first time. And we know it wasn't her first time driving under the influence. You just weren't caught. Just saying. And that's why I'm not going to sit here. Stacey can just sit there and defend Karen because she knows Karen in real life. But based on what we know and what Karen did on that night, we can't forget or make light that she could have harmed herself or anyone else that was on the road. And I know now she's saying that in interviews, but Karen, the way that things have been playing out this season, it feels like you're not. It feels like now that people are seeing the episodes and reacting, you're sort of changing your tune. Bianca, thank you so much for the super chat. Bianca says, Kay turning to Jacqueline to ask, are you okay? Kiarna, are you okay? I mean, that seems to be her thing. She said it in the kitchen too, Kiarna. She says she really just be in the clouds, checked out and waking up only to ask dumb as hell questions and missing out. Kiarna looked over and said, like, are you okay? That was funny. Thank you, Bianca, for the super chat. Guys, you can like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. We got almost 2,000 of you on YouTube alone. So why are we not at almost 1,000 likes? Let's get to 750 likes, and I will drop the call link for the general audience. But if you're a member of the channel, well, the members have filled up the backstage. Members, we did post the link on the community tab for the members. It's not a part of the perks of being a member, but it's one of the bonuses that we give you. Become a member today at TheKempire.com/join. I will say, Kiana did make me laugh when she says, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" No, she's not. Honestly, Stacey though too, Kiana, Jassy, and Stacey have me. I'm like, these are a solid addition to Potomac. But Stacey, when they were talking about Mia being a stripper and Stacey reacting to this conversation, she's just like, what is happening here? It was stripper and drug dealing, and she's like, oh, but Mia was a stripper, right? And then her reaction to me was hilarious. I think Stacey is here to stay. But Stacey, I said this last week. Someone sent this to Stacey. You should be on TikTok selling stuff like Teresa, but you actually do this, selling stuff for QVC. I'm trying to get you another job. Not that you need one. Maybe the divorce settlement's going to have you sitting pretty, but you're so good at it. I want to see you on TikTok because TikTok is like the new QVC. I want to see you on TikTok selling these Christmas trees and lights and knickknacks from QVC. Come on, Stacey, get on it. You don't even need to work for QVC. You just got to have a TikTok account. Why am I trying to give Stacey more work? Because I think she'd be great at it. Stacey, can we do an interview? Look. And no, I don't want to talk about Potomac. I want to pretend like you're training me to be a QVC presenter. And maybe you'll bring TJ. Stacey, you want to come to the show? I'm kidding. The Kempire After Dark live experience is a safe space so that you guys can talk those things about the Bravo celebrities and the celebrities that you know and love without feeling like, oh my God, I can't say anything bad because that person's here. So it really isn't it's really not for you guys. It's for us. It's for us to meet and greet and all that good stuff. So don't forget, I will be coming to LA on November 20th. Then I'll be in London December 8th. And then we're coming back to Potomac. No, not Potomac. Washington, D.C., near Potomac, on January 24th. Get your tickets today. More information on that and everything Kempire is available in the description. Okay? Britt says that Jassy and Kiana would be good on RHOA, but they live in Potomac. I like things that are natural. All right? Exactly. Ashley says Stacey is securing next season for sure. She knows how to sell it for TV. Okay. Wait, Adrian says, I'm kind of mad for what she did to the tree. Really, Karen, sober up. Oh, you mean the tree? I was like, wait, what? The Christmas tree? Oh, you're talking about the accident. Oh, I mean, no, save all the trees. Just saying. And the deer. Karen said there wasn't a deer. Damn, I've been talking for like, how long have I been talking? Over an hour. My voice needs a moment. So we're going to get to some callers. Live chat, let's get to 750 likes. I'll drop the call-in link for the general audience, but we're going to take calls from our members first, okay? You know what? Mr. Melon Magic, come on. Mr. Melon says, Kemp, would you hit is Stacey's man? Wait, you hit on Stacey's man? If he hit on me? No. I don't date people in the class. Shut up. Goodbye. See, never mind. Moving on. Let me take a sip. Thank you to everyone on TikTok for tapping your screens and for being here as well. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitch and Twitter and everyone watching on Facebook. And of course, everyone watching on YouTube. We appreciate you guys being here, okay? All right. Let me bring up the callers. Again, guys, don't forget the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, or our sponsors, and they agree not to use any profanity or derogatory comments about anything or anyone. And they agree to pay attention to the timer and respect the timer so that we can get to all of the callers. And we have a full backstage with our members. So shout out to our members. Become a member today at teamkempire.com/join. And have you subscribed to the Kempire podcast? Who subscribed? Let me know in the live chat and replay crew. Let me know if you subscribe. You can hear special episodes and our live recaps available exclusively on the Kempire podcast. So subscribe to the Kempire podcast today. While you're there, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Help us get to 1,000 reviews on both platforms. Okay? More information will be available in the description. All right. Let me get to the callers. All right, callers, are you ready? Already. Trey's backstage. We're going to bring Trey up first. Trey, what did you want to say about the Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
Hey, so before I talk about this very quickly, I'm excited for Married to Medicine. I was able to briefly talk to Dr. Heavily. My cousin is one of her assistants, and when I tell y'all, she was giving it to Phaedra on that phone. It was so good. But That's the little
Ooh.
tea, like a
Thank
little
you.
gag.
Thank
Yes.
you.
And she was like, get ready because we're dragging Phaedra this season. All right. So let's get back to,
Mm.
yes, let's
And
get back to,
Married to
yes.
Medicine comes back November 24th.
Yes. And I'm super excited to watch it. The trailer looks so good.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good. They're consistent with or without Phaedra. Anyways.
Exactly. They doing it. But first thing first, Mia, I mean, with friends like Mia, who needs enemies, that's
Mm,
exactly what Wendy said.
yeah.
Sitting on information for like over 3 years ago is quite interesting. But when Karen showed her slip when she did speak about getting behind the wheel drunk. And Karen, as much as I love Karen, I'm also about holding people accountable. We cannot do that. It's not okay, right?
Yep.
Mia's wrong for bringing up allegations about Kay having a drug dealer boyfriend when
Yeah.
Mia is the one who admitted to sliding down the pole for a married man. I know it's not nice to talk about people's appearance, but Mia couldn't talk to me about scars when her cheeks look like the Grand Canyon. I certainly would have tried to, get some of her products, not to be mean, but I just felt really bad for Kay breaking down in that moment. And
Yeah.
as somebody, I've been physically attacked, it also is triggering. But I'm gonna end here. Karen gagged me when she brought up Jacqueline's baby daddy having like 25 convictions. Especially as a police officer, it is very alarming to figure out is there misconduct going on.
Mm.
Absolutely love Stacey. Stacey is gold, and yes, she should be selling stuff in QVC. Have a great day. Please like up the video. Have
Thank
a
you,
great day,
Trey.
y'all.
Thank you for the
Bye.
tea. Bye.
Yes.
Look, there's always gonna be something. There's always gonna be something. Tyler's backstage. I will say this, because normally we say don't talk about Mia's body parts or anything like that. But Mia, you started it, so all these people are gonna have things to say. Like I'm not gonna mention it. I'm just mentioning what Kiarna said about you. But don't start something that you can't finish. All right. All right. Wendy's backstage. We're gonna bring Wendy up first. Hold on, Wendy. What's going on?
Hi, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. So I got a little tea.
Oh.
I went to a Memphis Grizzly game. You know, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee,
Yeah.
and a certain Real House of Miami star son plays for the Memphis Grizzly, and she was at the game.
Who? Wait. Who? Whose son plays for?
Scottie Pippen Jr.
Wait. Who said it more time?
Yeah,
Sorry.
Scottie Pippen Jr.
Oh
plays.
yes.
So I saw a certain housewife there
Okay.
watching her son play. So she was cute, but other than that,
Okay.
okay.
Larsa.
Um, yeah, she was cute. She was by herself. She was by herself. So if I had some tea, I would tell you. But
Thank
I
you.
just wanted to say
Okay.
that. Okay, so Stacey. Okay, when you said that her man sound like Carlos King, I said yeah, beard. That's a beard. Okay. And then you trip me out when you say that Mia was talking about how she's a millionaire. No, she's a lionaire. So we're gonna call her a lionaire. Okay, messy Mia. And then when she was talking about Kiana's face, I'm like, honey, your face looked like 50 miles of bad road. I hope you did not try to check her like that. That's what we say that when the face is not too smooth, we call it 50 miles bad road. So just imagine how
Mm.
a bad road would look like. Yeah. Okay, but I got to get back to work.
Thank you
Talk to you
so much,
later.
Wendy. Take care. I'm sorry. Y'all are a mess. I'm learning all kinds of new terms. All right. Tyler's backstage. We're gonna bring Tyler up next. Tyler, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. And
Oh, that
Wendy,
wasn't yours.
oh,
Sorry.
I was like, dang, I just started. Wendy, I'm from Memphis too. But anywho, let me say this. Mia is dangerous. Mia reminds me of early years of Phaedra where the lies were kind of small and then they're gonna eventually build up. Mia is dangerous. They better check her now because she lies so much and it's gonna get more and more dangerous. Like just watch, there's gonna be a big scandal with Mia with all this lying because she
Mm.
wants to be famous so bad. She wants to do everything but fix her skin. Next, I I never thought there would be a season where Karen annoys me because I normally love her. She's
Yeah.
forcing me to be on Gizelle's side, and I don't. It's like I'm enjoying Giselle this season, whether it's fake or perform. But a part of it is performative. Don't get me wrong. But a part of it is she doesn't have the comfort of Robin, so she's able to be the Giselle outside of the show. Maybe I think
Mm.
her real personality is here because her real friend, because they are real friends. She doesn't have her to just lean on like, oh, I don't have to deal with these other girls. She's here. I think that's what it is, but that's all.
Thank you, Tyler. Take care. All right. We got Mo Reality backstage. Hold on a second. Mo, what did you want to share in regards to Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hey, Kempire.
How are you?
I am good. I'm still salty about Nashville. I'm not even gonna hold you about that. I'm still salty. But can't wait to see you come next time. But okay, so with Mia, now I'm here for the jokes and everything, but I think she was burned. I think her face was burned when she was younger. I could be mixing her up with somebody else's
No,
story,
she definitely had something, but I don't know. Was it her face or was it
yeah,
somewhere
I
else on
think
her
it was
body?
her face, which why I was like, oh, not you throwing, stitches out there, a traumatic event that happened to her when I believe she had one, when she was younger.
Mm,
So, but
she
I
definitely
I
did.
do agree. I think Amia is going to get more and more out of hand with the stories. But the real dangerous person for me is Ashley. And I think that's why Kiana got up and left and was crying. Because for me, I feel like them tears was frustration because she couldn't get on no swingulation. Don't
Mm.
talk to me crazy. I don't want you to talk to me at all. Because that was your friend. But yeah, I love this cast. I love the new ladies, and I loved how, because usually it's like a gang up type of thing
Yeah.
that makes me uncomfortable watching it. But I love how it felt more balanced with people speaking up for one another and calling each other out. So I did love that, and I absolutely love Stacey too. But okay,
All
have a
right.
good day.
Thank you, Mo. All right. We're going to bring up Miss Brooklyn Diamond. We're trying again, guys. If you're a member of the channel, we did post a call-in link on the community tab, so you guys will have an opportunity ahead of the callers. Once we get to 750 likes, I will drop the call-in link for everyone else. Let me just say thank you because we did get a couple of super chats. Bianca, thank you so much for the super chat. Bianca says, even Ashley shuffled away when Mia mentioned taking Karen to rehab. She likes shadow instigating, but she got real uncomfortable with how low Mia can go. We saw how low Mia can go. Y'all remember Miami, right? Like, we have to remember those things. When people show you who they are the first time, you got to believe them. No matter how she wants to paint a new narrative of herself, we got to pay attention to that. Sharon, thank you so much for the super chat. Sharon says, can't stand Ashley playing dumb like she doesn't know why Kay don't want to talk to her about her scar. You brought the Cookie Monster beast that did it. Damn. I mean, yeah, Ashley loves to do that. She loves to play like, oh my God, I don't understand. I was just asking about. She really liked to play that down. Hey, Twan. Twan says, hey, this season is okay, and I love the new blood. See you, Twan. You coming to our DC show? You are caught cutting up the last time I came down. All right. Thank you, Twan, for the super chat. We appreciate the support, guys. You can support the channel just by liking the video. Shout out to those of you that send in cash as Venmos, PayPals. I see that normally after the lives, but we do appreciate it. Also, Replay Crew, we appreciate you and your feedback. How would you rate this week's episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac? What did you think of the episode of Potomac? And what do you think about some of the things that we all have said, and including callers? All right. Justin says, Ashley doesn't play dumb. She is dumb. Okay, fine. Okay, let me get to Miss Brooklyn Diamond next. Miss Brooklyn, what did you want to share?
Hi, everybody. I wanted to say one thing that I was happy about with this episode was Gizelle being out of it, and not that I don't enjoy seeing Gizelle in the show, but all the messiness and stuff that happened, nobody can put it on Gizelle's back. Like, they are messy without Gizelle. Gizelle doesn't need to stir the pot or do anything. They will do it all on their own. And I hope Gizelle kind of realizes that, because when you see Gizelle with her family and without Robin, I'm actually liking her. She is like a soft shady when she doesn't have like the gang up. And I understand that it's probably producer driven, her relationship with Wendy. But they look like if they put their guards down and actually were real, they could be friends and be a fun group. Like, they could be a fun duo.
Yeah.
And it's like, sometimes you want to look at people and say, get out of your own way. As far as Karen with the citations, the 8 citations,
9.
I'm not really going to go into it, because you can do one thing and get arrested or pulled over for one thing and it can result in multiple citations. Sorry, I didn't really go over. So, it is what it is.
No.
I'm not for drunk driving. I'm not for drink driving. One drink is too many for me for anybody to get behind the wheel.
Yeah.
But I do understand it's a show. It's being recorded. Whatever's recorded can go to court.
Yeah.
So I understand her keeping her mouth shut, but she should just flat out and say, listen, we're not going to talk about this anymore because I have to go to court and anything that is said can be used against me. If y'all can't respect that, then see ya.
And you saw in this episode, the fact that they brought up that incident from 3 years ago, she ended up spilling her own tea, which could hurt her in court.
Exactly. And that's why she needs to keep, we might not like it and
Yeah.
we may want certain things, but she needs to keep her mouth shut
Yeah.
because all of this can come back to bite her in the end with the court case. And everybody's going to fight anything. Nobody's going to say, yeah, I did it, send me to jail or whatever. Everybody's going to fight whatever charges to hopefully get reduced charges.
I don't think she's going to go to jail, but the evidence against her is pretty damning.
She's going to get something, but you're going to fight to not get the mass charge. You're going to want to plea deal it down and get something lesser. That's just human nature.
Yeah.
So, whereas I don't like it, the logical person behind me understands the move, and I respect the move.
Yeah.
You want to negotiate it down. You want your lawyer to be able to plea deal it down, so you keep your mouth shut. And that's what a lawyer would say: keep your mouth shut. And I bet her lawyer told her before she went on the show, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Sorry for going over.
No, it's okay. Thank you, Miss Brooklyn. Bye. Here's the thing. I think she should have met with her attorney and also met with a PR person because we've said it. So many of you called in and say she could still not necessarily talk about the case, but the way that she's been handling it, blaming it on her relationship with Ray, we don't believe it's that. Kiana even said in this episode she doesn't believe that it's the issues with Ray. She said maybe it's the losing of her mother, which we would understand. But again, I really feel like she could have probably played the season out very differently. She's handled it in a way that's sort of like she's fighting against everybody. And I honestly feel like the good majority of people, except Mia, have been gracious. Even Ashley has been gracious in regards to she's not really forcing the conversation. And she says Jacqueline didn't get that memo. Tanika says on Carlos' Messy Mondays with Ashley Silva, she said that she's a friend of Karen, and Karen is upset with Jacqueline because she fought for her to get back on the show. So she probably feels betrayed. And I can understand that. I can definitely understand that. But still, I feel like she's going real hard for what? And look, again, we don't know the brunt of everything that Jacqueline may have said. We only saw a piece of what Jacqueline said on the episode. There could have been a lot more. Twan says, I will be in attendance. Not with the devil emoji. Thank you for the super chat, Twan. Not with the devil emoji. I can't. All right. All right, y'all. Let's get to some more of these callers. We are almost at 750 likes, but it's fine. We got a full backstage of members. So shout out to our members. We appreciate you guys holding us down on a monthly basis. Some of you have been members for 3+ years. I don't take that lightly. Thank you to our members. We are going to do a members only live. We have a long line. Let me go. Dontasia is backstage. We're going to bring her up next. Dawn, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to let everybody know they need to like the video, subscribe to the channel.
Thank you.
Go on and comment because we love a good comment. Become a member. I'm not getting paid to say this. Look, I've only been a member a few months, and I love it here.
Thank you.
But let's get into the Potomac. Okay. I'm glad somebody told Ashley to shut up. Because, girl, be quiet, okay? Can you read the room? All right, read the room. I mean, I'm sure if it was anybody else, Kiana wouldn't have been that upset. And don't play dumb. Stop playing dumb. We're on to you, okay? Anyway, Mia, I have wrote all this down. So it seems like Mia has Jacqueline's back a lot, but in confessionals, it doesn't seem like Jacqueline, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused. And with them, I'm tired of being confused because we're confused of their relationship, how it works, and, confusing. And I think they like that. I think they like to keep the audience, guessing. Anyways.
Okay.
Stacey still is my favorite. She makes me laugh. That whole confessional when she was like, "Wait, is Mia an ex-stripper?"
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Really confused.
I was like, "Oh, it's so funny." I rewinded it and everything because she was so innocent. It was
Yeah.
all innocent, and she was just like, "Yeah." But anyways, I'm just in here.
Thank you, Dawn, for calling in.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too.
Daph is backstage. We're going to bring her up next. Daph, what did you want to share about the Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hi, Kempire. Happy
Hey.
Monday.
Happy Monday.
One of the things I just loved how the ladies clocked in this episode. And bravo to the editing, because that part where Mia said they were going to go to where she first opened up the office to Dr. whoever, whatever.
McDaddy.
And yes, and you saw Jassie's face, but I don't know if it's editing or if it was real time where it looked like Jassie and Jacqueline were both gave each other a look like
Yes.
what? So I loved it. I was here for it. And I love seeing Dr. Wendy just like check everyone at the table. And sidebar, I like seeing her without makeup. She's such a beautiful woman.
Yeah. Beautiful.
She is such a beautiful woman. And definitely Stacey, Jassy, Kiana, love them. And my last point, I think Ashley was throwing shade at Jassy because in the confessional, when she was saying it was her tone when she was saying, I don't know her because she has a makeup line, and what is her makeup line doing that? So I didn't feel that it was genuine. I felt that she was being slick and shady, and I didn't appreciate that. And that's it.
All right. Thank you, Daph, for calling in.
Take care.
Bye. All right, we're gonna get to some more callers, guys. We did hit 750,000 likes. 750,000 likes? I wish. 750 likes. We're gonna drop the call link for the general audience as well. We're gonna take some quick callers, but we still have a long line of members backstage, so we're gonna prioritize them. We've got Miss Esquire coming up next. Miss Esquire, what's going on?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
Oh well. How are you?
I'm so good. I just want to say, I know we ain't talking about Jamal on Cam Newton's podcast, but I hope you'll do a little something on that, because the way that I felt secondhand embarrassment for Gizelle, and that is not something I normally feel. So watch it if you can find the extra brain cells to do it.
Oh,
we could talk about it.
okay.
The only thing I want to say also is I want to piggyback off of what you said. There is a way for you to fight a case in court and maintain your morality in your life and live that out on a reality show. And I agree with you. I think you need, when something like this happens and you're a public figure, you need to meet with your attorneys and figure out what your strategy is going to be for your defense. And you need to, at the same time and in the same room, meet with your PR folks. And they need to understand, okay, what is the legal defense and the legal strategy that we're doing? Because I don't expect for Karen to not fight her court case. I don't care what you've done. You are entitled to put a defense up, defend yourself in court, and try to lessen the sentence or the punishment that you're going to get. I totally respect that. That's what the process is there for. But I think that that doesn't mean that you don't have to extend compassion towards people who have experienced loss because of the type of behavior that you've engaged in, that you don't have to have some public regret for the damage you could have done to yourself and others, the worry that you put your family through. Like, there's a lot of things you can speak to that will not harm your legal case, that will make you come across as a person who is learning from this really difficult experience. And just sitting there and being silent or expecting the women to be silent is not reasonable. And this is one of the few times where I would actually advocate for a pre-production meeting amongst the cast and Karen to bring the women together and say, hey, y'all, I know you're going to want to talk about this. I realize this is going to be my storyline. This is the way I plan to talk about it. And these are the parameters I've got to stay within. You can go outside those parameters if you want to. Just know I won't be able to go there with you. And maybe they would have weaponized that against her on camera too, but you can do it in a way where I think you still come across as a human being going through a difficult thing that is a consequence of your choices.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Do you think in some instance, an attorney might say to Karen, this doesn't look good for you, we should just try and plead guilty?
I think it depends on a lot of different factors. It depends on the DA that you have on the other side.
Mm.
If they're wanting to go with jail time as opposed to deferred jail time and probation, community service, that's when there's an opportunity to plead. Here's the thing. I think what I want people to understand is the criminal defense strategy is always going to be at odds with the PR strategy.
Mm.
Even if she pled guilty and she got a really lenient sentence, right? That's a good thing from a criminal perspective.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be a good PR thing. And PR is going to have to figure out, okay, how do we take your plea deal that you did with the DA that comes with all of these slap on the wrist consequences as people are going to interpret them? How do we then spin that for your benefit? Like, and they're never going to walk harmoniously with each other is what I'm saying. And I think you just have to recognize that. Your people have to recognize that. And it's just one of the challenges of the consequences of your choice. But yeah, if I'm her attorney, I want to get her a soft plea. I want to get her some community service, maybe speaking to some groups, maybe, probation. And I want her out of there, in and out as much as possible.
Yeah.
But also, if I'm PR a little bit, Kempire, I want her in court as little as possible too, because every time she goes to court, it creates another PR nightmare that you then have to manage.
Yeah.
So in that way, I do think they could be aligned.
Definitely. The comment is, I'm sorry, Ms. Esquire. I know we have a line backstage, but we have an attorney on the line. Another question. This episode, you saw, it's related to the episode though, guys. In this episode, Karen admits to getting behind the wheel drunk. Yeah, she does say she pulled over and called her driver. Could that hurt her in court?
It does. I mean, it's an admission of guilt because but I will say this. It's an admission of guilt depending on the specific statute for which she's been charged. And I'm not, I always say I'm not barred in Maryland, baby. I'm barred in a lot of states, but Maryland ain't one of them. So it depends on how the law technically defines the charge, because sometimes it's the operation of a motor vehicle under the influence. Sometimes it's the operation of the motor vehicle for some time. It just depends on how the statute. It does seem like an admission of guilt to me, but that's not the only element of the crime that the state has to prove. And again, there's so many other mitigating factors with her case. She's an elderly woman. She's got good standing in the community. I don't know that. I think she may have had one other charge. She is an elderly woman.
I know. And by the state of the, you have to be, 55 plus in law to be considered elderly?
Honey, I'm telling you, I'll be using my age to all my advantages. I will put on my AARP card if I was carrying right now. I am elderly. Do not put me in jail, honey. I ain't gonna make it. These bones are brittle. So no, but there's a lot of mitigating factors to also consider when it comes to the punishment part. But what you're saying comes to the finding guilt for the crime. There may be other statutory elements. I'm sure operating a motor vehicle under the influence is one of the elements, and she has now admitted that on television. But there also maybe there's probably other evidence to prove that. So that's probably not an evidence that is in dispute with the state and her right now.
All right, Miss Esquire, we always appreciate when you call in.
Of course. Oh, one more thing I want to ask you. Are we going to talk about Love is Blind and Ashley and Tyler? Because I have a lot of thoughts.
Oh, did you see I feel like this season of Love is Blind just, it was like, it was going up. I mean,
you just tell me if you're going to do a special live, because I have a lot of thoughts, legally and otherwise, okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
note
about Tyler and his parental situation and that host. I have a lot of thoughts. So just tell me if you're going to do it so I can have my notifications.
Okay, will do. Thank you, Ms. Esquire, for calling in. Bye. All right, we have a long line, but I had to, when you have an attorney on the line, you have to ask some of the questions, okay? All right. The again, that wasn't legal advice for you guys. Seek your own personal attorney. All right. All right. All right. Delon's backstage. We're gonna bring Delon up next. Delon, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hi, Kempire. How are you doing today?
Well. How are you today?
I'm good. I just want to reiterate to everyone listening, watching, please go out and vote tomorrow if you can. Let your voice be heard. All that jazz.
Yes.
I want to get into Kiana versus Mia. That was the best ping pong match we've seen in a minute with Potomac, I want to say. But with Mia talking about those streets, I'm sorry, but I would have been like, we're talking about drug dealers and whatnot, I would have been like, your mother knew about them drug dealers, no shade. But she started it, you know what I mean? But this was a great episode. I didn't miss Giselle that much. You know, Karen needs to take accountability. Yes, ma'am. But Jacqueline deserved it, in my opinion. But it does come off as a lot on Jacqueline because it was kind of a little bit of putting some sauce on it. But you have to be ready for what comes back when you start it. And Wendy has always been that girl. I'm finally happy to see that everybody's waking up on social media about Wendy. And Stacey is well. Y'all have a good day.
Thanks a lot. Take care. I mean, look, I have to say, I haven't always been a Dr. Wendy Asefo fan. However, she really, for me, during that breakfast situation, a birthday breakfast that she had, I was like, look at Dr. Wendy fact checking the folks. Yes, come on. If you're not paying attention, you're missing those moments. But she definitely did. She might have been a little tipsy too. Okay, she might have been a little tipsy. All right, Judgy Justice is backstage. We're gonna bring Judgy Justice up next. Judgy Justice, what did you want to share about the Real Housewives of Potomac?
Alrighty, so I wanted to just share that, first off, like as a Marylander, Maryland has the toughest DUI laws. The bill was the NOAA law came out in 2016 in response to the officer that was struck by a drunk driver on the side of the highway while making a stop and was killed. So, and then in 2024, they just passed this year back in like September, I think, or May or something before the end of the Maryland General Assembly, a law that strengthened that law so that even if you were to get probation before judgment, which means you have conditions that you have to complete, you would still have to put an interlock system in your car. Oh. So even automatically, like it says, like Ms. Esquire says, it is a lot of different things that go into it. I've worked with a lot of different attorneys and people in that legal field, and essentially, like, it sounds like she didn't blow when she was supposed to blow. That goes against you in Maryland. By law, if you have like a Maryland plate or you're driving in Maryland, you're supposed to blow. If you don't blow, then that's automatic, thing of points. Maryland, I'm not sure if she's licensed in Maryland, Virginia, but in Maryland, they snatch your license away immediately. Oh. You have to then go fight for that, go petition to get because it's two separate court cases, because then you have to fight to get your license back in Maryland. If you're caught driving in Maryland without it, that's a whole nother thing. And then they make you do like all these 14 different steps. You have to do community service, go to the mom's thing, go to this, go to that, and get an interlock in your car. Wow. And because she's a second offender, they don't like first offenders, they try and put in jail for a year or two. Wow. First offense. Wow. Second offense, she's probably going to go to jail for at least 3 months. If not, yeah, she probably is. Montgomery County doesn't care that you're an upstanding person, this or that. The fact that you're a repeat offender, they do not care here. And maybe she would have tried it somewhere in the sticks or something, but Montgomery County, they want to protect
like Surrey.
Yeah. Like Surrey County, maybe you got away with it, but here, they don't play that, because prices here, we have $1 million houses that you could have hit. In Potomac, people's kids, they're going to all these private schools, all this stuff you could have hit. No, nobody wants to have that foolishness going on here. Take that stuff in Surrey. Bye.
Ooh, thank you so much, Judgy Justice. Wow, I didn't think about that. So I'll be fighting. Look, now it explains why Karen's fighting for her life. She's like, I don't want to go to jail. I'm too pretty to be in jail. All right. Okay, we have a long line of people. Callers, you have to be brief. You have to be brief. Please respect the timer, because I always try to get to everyone. But if you end up being long, then I'm just going to have to cut off the callers. All right? It's already 2:30. I got things to do. I got other stories to cover. Because here on the channel, you don't just talk about Real Housewives. We talk about everything in pop culture, and I've got a couple of updates for you guys. All right, Miss Bernice is backstage. I know Miss Bernice is going to be mad at me, like, you always do this before I get on. Miss Bernice, it just happens that way.
Whatever.
Miss Bernice, your time is starting.
I love you too. Okay, what up, doing, everybody? Let me get my words right. If this trailer trash got this night, Mama should have swallowed. Don't get off my screen. I'm not watching for the rest of the season, because I can't stand looking at Ashley, and I can't stand looking at Mia and her sidekick, because y'all bringing down the value of the show with your antics, with your Jezebel spirit, trying to dignify yourself saying that you somebody else. No, baby. You a Jezebel then and you a Jezebel now. And you're going to be a Jezebel tomorrow.
Miss Bernice, I think we should just drop the mic on that one.
No. Yeah, that's about it.
All right.
Stacey is the only good thing about this show. I love her. I love her spirit. But other than that, it's a wrap.
Thank you, Miss Bernice. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Not the Jezebel spirit. All right, let me move. DJ's backstage. I think this is Dewan. Dewan, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, Kempire? How you doing?
How are you?
I'm good. It's been a minute. For the love of Atlanta, please bring Married to Medicine and Real Housewives to save Bravo. Potomac was such a bright, shining star, and it's crashed into earth at a furious speed. It sucks. The show sucks now. I can't stand Mia. She lies about every freaking thing. I don't know how the producers allow that. It's like, and she gets openly caught in the lies. What she is doing with Gordon and this kid in the ink thing, she should be banned from TV. It's like, why would you subjugate yourself to that? Your family, your kids, your husband. I can't deal with it. Then she had the nerve to bring up to Kiana, the drug dealer. First of all, Kiana's from Baltimore. Everybody's dated a drug dealer. And that's no disrespect. I'm in Baltimore right now on my lunch break. But I'm just...
Have you dated a drug dealer? I'm sorry.
I ain't date no drug dealer, but I do purchase recreationally occasionally. But no, I'm just shocked. And quickly, I wish all the best for Karen. Kind of like I think Judgy Justice was saying. I slightly disagree with her. MoCo, that's what we call Montgomery County in Maryland. That's such a liberal place there in Prince George's. I think she will be held accountable. She will not serve jail time, in particular in Maryland. I don't believe. And to her point with the Noah's Law, I was actually there when that's signed. I work as a legislative aide for the Maryland General Assembly, and so she was very factual on that point. But wish you all the best. See you soon.
Thank you so much. Take care. All right. Oof. You guys are tough. All right, Kari's backstage. We're gonna bring Kari up next. Kari, what did you want to say?
Hey.
I can't hear you.
To say,
Why do you sound so far?
can you hear me?
Okay, that's better.
Oh, okay. I just want to say I kind of disagree with everybody about Karen deflecting. I love Karen deflecting because if she came on this season and she was like, "Oh, I'm against drunk driving," I wouldn't have believed her because she did it twice. Girl, you support it. You're very much for it. So, like, this deflecting, this is so Karen. This is on point. It's giving us television. I'm learning new things about people. They're dating drug dealers. They got possibly homosexual men that they got crushes on. It is so interesting. And I just hope Robin is watching and realizing this is how you come to work. This is how you do a job. This is why you got fired. Look at these new girls. Look at these new girls. Mia and Jacqueline sitting here trying to audition to be Robin and Gizelle number 2. Luckily, they're not getting a call back, but still, they tried. Robin, you didn't try very hard. That's why you sitting at home. I like this. I like this season. It brought me back. That's all I got to say.
Thanks, Kari. And Kari she did it in under a minute. Go ahead, Kari. Wow, you guys are a mess. Bianca, thank you so much for the super chat. Bianca says, Ashley telling us her and Gullum. Why'd you have to bring it up, Bianca? I was hoping to forget that part of the episode. Bianca, but thank you for the super chat. It says, Ashley telling us her and Gullum skydiving fun. Why? I was trying to forget that. I purposely, if I remember it, I will remember it. But if I forget it, perfect. But Bianca had to put it in the super chat. Thank you, Bianca. Fortune, thank you so much for the super chat. Mia, not you, the skin. Wait, not you, the skin with all the potholes. Damn, why'd you gotta put that in a super chat? Thank you, Fortune, for the super chat. Gracie's Quilting and Crafting Corner, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, Kempire, these callers, I know, they're a mess. They're a mess. And the replay crew, I know you guys are gonna be a mess in the comment section as well. I'm not checking the comments. Fight amongst yourselves. We don't moderate adults, but we also don't tolerate bullying. So let people have their opinions, okay? Let everyone have their opinions. And two things can be true at the same time, all right? All right. Let me scroll back down through the comments. Let me get to these callers. We got a long line backstage. All right. Wanda's backstage. We're going to bring Wanda up next. Wanda, what did you want to share in regards to the Real Housewives of Potomac?
Well, hello, Kempire. I'm never caught alive, so I'm excited about that.
Thank you.
And why aren't you coming to my city, the Crescent City, New Orleans,
I would love
for
to come to
your
New Orleans.
Kempire After Dark? Well, come on. Come on. Listen, I'm not gonna hold you. Karen, listen, she should not have come back this season. She should have worked out her legal issues and come back. And poor Mr. PP, he done caught us straight, fooling around with Mia and Jacqueline. I don't understand why she's coming for Jacqueline instead of Mia, because Mia was the one who actually said that Karen was drunk. Jacqueline only said that Karen called her and she sounded tipsy. So why aren't you going after Mia? And Mia, go on away from us with all these lies, please. Go away from us with all these lies. And I'm loving Kiana, Jassy, and Stacey. Although Stacey, get rid of that man. That man don't want you. Okay. I'm sorry to tell her. Somebody needs to say it though. She's got to let him go. Let it go. Elsa.
Thanks,
Talk
Wanda.
soon, Kempire.
Take care. The callers are lit today. Have y'all? Never mind. All right. Bella's backstage. We're going to bring Bella up next. Bella, what did you want to share in regards to the Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm really enjoying this season, honestly. I feel like I like the lightheartedness, but I am not enjoying Mia at all. I'm not enjoying Jacqueline at all. I think Mia is declassing the show. And that's not what Potomac is about. Like, we can go back to season 1 when it was about class. It was about being rich and having money. And Mia doesn't have that. So
she's a self-made millionaire.
Oh no. I don't know. But also, I wanted to say that Mia said that Robin has a new job. What's Robin's new job? When she was on last night, what is Robin's new job? Is it an office job?
Look, honest work is honest work.
It's good, I know, but what is Ron doing? Like, does he have a job too? Is Robin just supporting them again?
Bella, thank you for calling in. Bye. Those are all valid questions Bella had, okay? Y'all let me know. What happened to Glow Bar? Did Glow Bar open? All right. Maybe that's the new job, okay? Carrie's backstage. We'll bring Carrie up next. Carrie, what did you want to share?
I'm loving all this mess today. I'm having a good time with that. Shout out to all the delusional self-made millionaires. I'm one of them. So let's just
do tell.
No. I mean, another time, Kempire. Okay, so I'm loving Stacey. I feel like she fits in and yet she doesn't. Like, they plucked her right out of QVC and dropped her down in Bravo land. And she's like, Toto, I don't think we're in a controlled studio anymore. Okay? But her friend, I love when Wendy said, oh, she's giving church camp. That was so funny because it's giving my first boyfriend from theater camp. Acting on the theater. You know what I'm saying? When I was in high school and I was like, oh, we're in love, but we just had like the same musicals we liked. That's what it's giving to me. And Ashley's confessional. Does she believe herself? That's what I want to know. Does Ashley believe herself? When she was talking about, I forgot what I was even talking about, but do you know what I'm talking about? It's my first time calling in and I'm actually nervous.
No. I'm picking up what you're dropping. Go ahead.
Okay, now lastly, my issue with Jacqueline is I cannot get over how you're calling your man PP, and I'm just going to end on that.
Oh. Well.
The timing.
Thank you
Bye,
so much,
Kempire.
Carrie. Take care. I get it, guys. Shout out to all the callers because it's not easy calling up here when you have over, a couple thousand people watching you and then watching you in the replay. More thousands of people are watching you. Not to make more of the callers nervous. All right. We're going to bring up Ellie next. Ellie, where are you, girl? Ellie. I can see in Ellie's kitchen. Ellie.
I'm coming. I'm here. Sorry, I'm doing a live
play.
thing. It's just going to take 1 minute, less than 1 minute. Hi, Kempire.
Hey, how are you?
I totally get the being nervous. I was just waiting for my name. Anyway, this is my third time calling. But okay, so I have two things, or maybe a couple of them. Let me try to be quick. Oh gosh, Mia. Every time I enjoy Mia, it immediately comes with guilt because I remember that her children are her children and they're listening to all of this.
Yeah.
And who knows how they're going to interpret that? They're like in their adolescence, I think, or barely going to their adolescence. Gosh, I don't know. So it's like I want to like her, but I'm like, man, you're really being pretty detrimental, huh? This is the first season that I, just like another caller said, that I feel really frustrated with Karen. However, because she's making me mad. She's kind of being like mean girl, like, oh, okay, so whatever demon that was in Gizelle just jumped into you. What happened? What happened there? Anyway, the one thing that I want and hope, because I don't think she's going to do jail time. I really hope she doesn't truly. But I do want her to have one of those breathalyzers installed in her car, and then us just get a scene of her being like, just to like go to the McDonald's, you know?
I'm sorry. I'm just okay. Wait, for people that were wondering why I'm laughing, because I can literally see Ellie doing the breathalyzer, so that's what made me laugh.
So funny. That's the scene that I want. But anyway, bye.
Thanks, Ellie. Take care. Bye. Because I can see some of the callers. Some of the callers are on camera behind the scenes. So I'm seeing Ellie go. I'm like, no, Ellie, stop. Stop. All right. Toy is backstage. We're going to bring Toy up next. Toy, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you today?
I'm good. I just want to say I agree with Miss Esquire. We need that Love is Blind reunion tea, especially from a lawyer. Love you, Kempire. But I do want to say I feel like Karen needs to be held responsible, but I think she ate Jacqueline down when she brought up Mr. PPP situation. And for them to say, oh, you can't be talking about people who are not here. Y'all was talking about Kiana's ex from how long ago?
I mean,
and
facts.
she's from Baltimore. Hello, Baltimore. It's either you with a drug dealer or a doctor from John Hopkins Hospital. It's no in between. I really feel
And y'all want me to come to Baltimore?
Huh?
And y'all wanted me to come to Baltimore? Come on.
I lived there. But you have some well-to-do people there, but it's also literally like, you cross the street and you in the wire. Okay? But why y'all judging that girl on her past? Oh, I was gonna say, Jacqueline, now why you put up with all that mess and you don't have a ring? Okay, bye.
Toya, oh my gosh. Is it really like that in Baltimore? I mean, look, I didn't judge Kiana when they mentioned that she may have had a drug dealer boyfriend in the past. I was like, she was probably young. She's cute. I'm sure she had a lot of men that were trying to holler at her. And I get it. So now a lot of people are bringing up this drug dealer and people are saying, well, we didn't name his name. Valid points. And I appreciate Dr. Wendy Acefo being the person checking everybody. She was fact-checking people like she was on CNN. I was like, oh, okay. All right, let me get to these last couple of callers, all right? We got O'Shea and we got V. They will be our last callers. Anyone else calling in, I wish you luck. I'm not taking you. All right, I got to go. All right, let's bring up O'Shea next. O'Shea, what's going on?
Not I wish you luck. How are you, Kempire?
Oh, well, how are you?
No, I'm well, thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to say, I know someone said this about Karen. If she didn't want to talk, she shouldn't have came. She shouldn't have came this season. And she's doing it because she knows the bulk of the fans are gonna back her, and they have been backing her. And this is not like a plaything. This is something really serious.
Yeah.
And if Jazelle had done this exact same thing, the
say it.
essays and think pieces we will be having every other week will be astronomical. So just because we like Karen and she's been a fan, because she's been my favorite for years. It has turned very quickly because of how she's handled this whole situation. And the thing about bringing the baby's father's situation, that guy, he's not a player in the space. We don't know him.
Yeah.
And now you're blasting his personal life, of which he's not on the show.
Yeah.
He's not he's not in the thing. So I thought that was a bit unnecessary to do. So I think she needs to get it together and decide what she's doing. Otherwise, just don't come back. It's like not forced you to be. You're on a reality show about your life. If you're not, what else do you have going on in your life? Like, then why are you here? There's nothing to talk.
Okay. All right.
That ended on that note. But thanks, Kempire.
Thanks, O'Shea. Take care. You guys bring up valid points. This is why I end up twerking on the fence. You're like, Kempire, what side are you on? Well, this person's making sense. Now this person's making sense. Okay, fine. Fine. V's backstage. We're going to bring V up as our last caller. V, what is going on? V, you're muted. Uh-oh.
My bad, I'm at work.
Oh, you're at work. What's going on, V?
Real quick, all I wanted to say is I haven't really been watching because I'm kind of over Mia and her stunts and shows. And she be giving love and hip hop Potomac and not Real Housewives. Let's just be honest. And other than that, I just wanted to say hey because it's been so long. I'm back at work.
So cute.
And sending positive vibes. Have an amazing day.
You too. Thank you for your service. Bye. V's part of our community here on YouTube that are in the armed forces. So shout out to all of you and to the veterans as well. All right. Don't forget, guys, speaking of the armed forces, don't forget to vote. Tomorrow is election day here in the United States. It's probably the most important election of our lifetime. So use your voice. If you can vote, go vote. If you voted already, encourage other people to go vote. And also shout out to all of the Black women and men every time I go to vote that are holding down these polling stations. Shout out to all of you guys. People don't give you guys enough credit for the things that you got to deal with at these polling places, especially with this such an important election. Okay. So shout out to you guys and thank you for your service as well. Shout out to all of you that have voted already that will be voting tomorrow. Make a plan to vote. Make a plan to help other people go vote. Because, some of our elderly might need your help. And I'm not talking about Karen. No, look, Miss Esquire called her elderly. Karen, did you vote? Anyways, don't forget to go vote tomorrow. Tomorrow is your only opportunity. And I did say if you're part of our YouTube channel, we will be going live exclusively here, probably like around 9:30 p.m. after the polling places close. And we're going to watch the numbers on MSNBC. All right. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok behind the scenes, and a shout out to everyone watching on Facebook and, of course, here on YouTube. We do not take our YouTube family lightly. We appreciate all of the callers for calling in. We're almost at 1,000 likes. Can we get to 1,000 likes? We're only 100 likes away. You've been here for over 2 hours. Can we get a like? Like the video. Let me say thank you. Jaceline, thank you so much for the super chat. Jaceline says, Mia and her ghetto tales. Go to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta with the mess. Okay. Thank you, Jess. Jen Zealous? Oh, I like that name. Jen Zealous, thank you for the super chat. Jen Zealous says, this one Potomac episode was better than all of Salt Lake City and Orange County and New York City. I don't know if I agree with that. Orange County has been really good this entire season. Salt Lake City is bringing it. Now, if you said all of New York City, I would agree with you. But this is your opinion. Everyone has a right to their opinion, and I appreciate the super chat, Jen Zealous. Thank you. And of course, thank you to our King's Guards. Don't forget to say thank you to the King's Guards because I know you guys have such differing opinions, especially when it comes to Potomac, and they have to deal with those differing opinions. So shout out to our King's Guards in the live chat. Shout out to our channel members. Shout out to our subscribers. We appreciate you guys. And shout out to those of you watching in the bushes. We see you too. I see you. No, I'm playing. Anyways, I'm going to go work on these other stories that we got to talk about. We got some other updates. We don't just talk about Real Housewives here on the channel. We talk about everything in pop culture. So be sure to subscribe if you enjoy pop culture conversation and different content. Subscribe to the Kempire podcast on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And while you're there, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating. Help us get to 1,000. I want to get to 1,000 reviews on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify before the new year. Who's going to help me do it? Look, who's going to help me do it? 1,500 of you here on YouTube alone. If all of you went and did a review, we'd be there. Let's do it. Let's change. I want to come back live tomorrow and be like, guess what? We got 1,000 reviews, all good reviews on Apple Podcasts, okay? And on Spotify. Let's do it today if you haven't already, all right? Anyways, guys, thank you to everyone that sent in the super chat. Thank you to anyone that sends in Venmos, Cash Apps, PayPals. All of that is greatly appreciated. And shout out to those of you that have bought merch or have shopped with us on our sponsors like Uncommon Goods. We appreciate the support. Your support allows us to continue to grow and do more here, not just here on YouTube, but other platforms. Everything Kempire, including our Instagram, our Twitter, and our show tickets. We're coming back to Los Angeles on, well, not back. Well, I'm coming back to Los Angeles, but our show is coming to Los Angeles on November 20th. That's less than 3 weeks away. Almost 2.5 weeks away, okay? Go get your tickets for that show. And if you're in London or in Europe and you can make it to our London show, or you're in the States, some people are traveling from the States to the London show. Why not? That's going to be a fun time. Go get your tickets for our London show on December 8th. And then I'll be coming back to Maryland. No, not Maryland. I'm coming to DC, but you might as well say DMV will be coming back there on January 24th. January 24th. Taria, remember Taria from What Else Is Going On podcast? She's going to be our MC. And guess what? I guess I forgot to announce this. Grace Report is going to be joining me in London. All right. So you don't want to miss out on any of what's coming up. So excited for 2025. But let's get through tomorrow first. Go vote. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, y'all.
Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Jumping, flexing, no, no. I just want you. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Jumping, flexing, no, no. I just want you, know. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je begon aan mijn best life, yeah.
Here we go now.